Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ECAC. We're here in the first week of our playoffs in the Titans division of Valorant. We're in our quarterfinals, and we got a matchup that we highlighted just a week ago. It's Wichita State versus Keiser University. I know that this is going to be a very familiar one for you, but can you give us what we have to look forward to today, Louis?
Well, what I'm considering is, since we're looking at our ascent for our first map, we're definitely going to see a lot of defensive plays being made. We might see some aggression put off towards mid. The smokes are definitely going to have to be critical here on the advances for both of these sides. And, as we saw in yesterday's stream for Siege, the statistics didn't really match up what we saw. So I'm thinking that maybe the same thing could potentially happen here.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. This ascent map was played the last two times, or last time these two teams met up, and it did go the way of Keiser. So I'm assuming this was also their pick again. So they feel confident on this map. I'm sure they're going to probably try to dominate and start off hot here in these playoffs. It is single elimination, so it matters. It's only best of three today since we are in the quarterfinals. We're into agent select now. Looks like pretty standard stuff. Got that Tejo Breach combo that's just been so deadly and lethal in the meta on the side of Keiser University, who will be on the attack to start.
Wichita definitely looking for revenge after that last week's play day. Going off of a 2-0 for the last play day of the qualifying series, it's always heartbreaking. You don't want that kind of stuff to happen. So let's see how they translate it off in playoffs. I'm sure that 2-week pause. Hopefully they've gone over some strats. They've strategized a lot better and they've analyzed their previous matchup to see if they can pull away with at least a map win, if not the whole match itself.
Yeah, well, we'll have to find out. I mean, you do have the footage to review, right? So you should be prepared for what they have to throw at you. Not expecting anything really too crazy to change, in just a short week time. But at the same time, you still see that Keiser will also have that same footage, so they can kind of capitalize on their mistakes and adjust to the protocols that were being thrown out by Wichita State. It's so weird, playing these teams back to back in such a critical point in time, especially because they've performed so well throughout the season. I'm not expecting the same 2-0 sweep to go this week. I think we're going to go to a map 3, and I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. We're hopeful for it at the desk. The fans out there who are watching on the stream, I bet they're hopeful. As much Valorant as we could get is always a good time. But we're gonna start to get underway here. Quick reminder that we are going to have Wichita on the attack and Keiser on the defense. Quick
With that.
reminder at home. And we're just going to see what happens. But yeah, similar lineups here. Aside from the duelist, we do have a Yoru for the favor of Keiser instead of that Jet. So I like the picks, even though they're roughly the same. It's just how this utility is going to get used is what I'm mainly interested in.
Yeah, Wichita does love this Yoru. In the past, I've seen Cams play it a lot, and this time see me Teeson on it. He's their traditional duelist player. And Yoru has really kind of found his place as maybe the best duelist in the meta right now. He just offers so much utility for the team and in diversity. You're seeing, at the highest level, it's being brought a lot more over specific agents. But, Ascend has had such a solid meta for so long. Teo finally broke that meta. And so now I'm excited to see how players have adjusted and what's new going on here.
It's going to be important, especially with these flank watches. So let's get underway.
Oh, fast here onto A. Tejo Rockets already coming out. Swing towards Zor. Decent just gonna duck away. Looks like it's just gonna be a retake angle here, but they do hear the lurk up mid. Solo up catwalk. It's tagged up a decent amount. It's nothing in return, but Spike does go down. Keiser turned off here, but here comes the retake. Marv finds one, but it's two refrags right away from Keiser. Number advantage. That door's gonna close as well. Slow back everything down. 3v3. Low HP on all of the members of Keiser University, but shots like that from Lethal should continue to be fine. Oh my, another dink, and he just gets all three. Lethal just taking that round into his own hands.
Yeah, you see, that's the difference making that we're gonna have to see a lot of in this matchup. You know, the ability for Wichita to just force their way onto the site and play for a retake on the side of Keiser. You know, just holding those angles, being able to utilize that utility to its fullest abilities, and make the game clock work in their favor. So it's a great opening round from Wichita. So let's see how it translates now that we have guns on the board.
Yeah, clean pistol. Now they get to buy up just a little bit of a firepower underway. You see Phantom and Bulldogs mostly in the hands of Keiser, so they should be a clear advantage here. It's a really slow play out towards A to start off. Lethal holding this one way, waiting for someone to push up. So no, just hair away is Teason, and he takes the swing, he takes the duels himself. This guy's playing Sentinel, but he looks like a duelist out here. He's just taking every single entry frag. Makes it look so easy.
And with that, you actually see Bullseye start to move away towards the tree area. So Wichita actually going to be able to walk right into sight and force this post plant yet again. A lot of Keiser map control is just being given away here for free.
And it's going to be a really tough retake. You see two grouping up towards Heaven. Another on the flank. It's going to get spotted out by that KJ utilities. They're going to be very aware of everything that's going on. And make it even worse. Got Teo utility slowing things down more. Lethal just going forward. I mean, he's only got the sheriff. Doesn't really matter if he goes down. Get some orbs. Sui's, you know, put in some work here. These sheriffs cause some damage. And while they may not win the round...
My kill, yeah.
Well, they may not win the round. That's a lot of good economy damage. Only taking 2 rifles in. Yeah.
Well, just like I said as our previous round, these post plants that are being forced by Wichita are just so important. Those initial 2 picks from Lethal were extremely critical because not only was it just manpower being put in Wichita's favor, it was also utility because you removed the Yoru and you removed, I believe it was the KJ as well on that initial pick, and being able to walk right into sight without that retake capability, especially with the flashes and the teleports from Yoru, it's gonna make Keiser's life that much harder on this retake game that they have seemed to play so far.
Bullseye. Trying to hold Cat. Polo. Have all that space. They keep sending this jet up towards mid. They haven't really had any pushback for it so far. You see Lethal gonna hold mid for him. They're gonna spot Sui. He just ducks away. Paul now is trying to find some space up mid. This B split going. Oh, just ducking past. The numbers are there. Teason finds the free pick on Solo. Finally. Nino's lurking outside of A, but it's just really quiet. They've taken a lot of space. To Lethal to finally get something going, though. There's the first. That's it. Traded immediately by Bullseye. Numbers advantage
30 seconds
for Wichita
left.
State. Nino's found himself all the way through A site, though. He's going to call people over. Stun. Going on a Teason. Ah, but the swing was way too late.
Last player standing.
And Mason thought he had a nice pick on the lurk. Good flash by Ant. You hear this player on Evan just panicking. The Aftershock doesn't find any damage, and Teason, yeah, finds that last pick.
It was a valiant effort on that post plant. You know, the little blast through the Heaven position definitely delayed some sort of advance, but it's just, you know, he's got to work against 3 enemy agents, and it's not a lot you could do with the limited info that he was playing around. But that'll finally give our Keiser University their first point of the match now. So we are seeing a little bit of life being breathed into them. Now with everybody having guns on the board, I'm expecting quite the firefight, potentially over towards mid, potentially over towards A, now that Wichita is starting to stack up towards there.
There's a lot of mid presence to start us off in this round. You know, just walking the drone all the way up. Doesn't see anybody. Actually does get the ping onto Thiessen. So that's a little bit of info gain, not too much. Yeah. Cloudburst missing the alarm bot, so I don't know where these players are. They re-clear out towards the main. Don't see anybody. Again, they have Marv. Oh, able to jump over the utility. Living, trying to take this fight, but just nothing at all. Well, you know, impressive to stay alive at least, but the site is given up now. Mason, with the sliver of his health bar remaining. Mason re-clearing mid with the dimensional drift. We're back in this post-plant scenario. This time around, players on the side of Keiser have not been able to get off site. They're mostly stuck out. Mason finds 2 immediately. No health, but he still's got a gun. And he's made so much work with it. All the bodies dropping. And it's a flawless, perfect round once again. Seems like they cannot lose these post-plant situations.
Yeah, and if they just keep forcing these, they're going to continue to walk away with it. We're going to need to see more pressure come out from Wichita, because as soon as Keiser are able to walk into the bomb site and clear the initial picks, it's just free reign for the rest of the round. And Wichita really need to figure out how they want to slow this down. You know, they need to use those Taeho missiles just a little bit better. You know, you could maybe go for more defensive, aggressive smokes. They just need to change something up, because if they keep allowing these post plants, it's not going to be a great half for them.
It just seems like, though, the utility of the Taeho and the breach just makes it so hard for them to try to stay on site. So they're forced into this retake scenario. But then again, the breach and Taeho are so good on the post plant. It's been so tough. But here comes 3 swinging.
Big flash.
Yeah, big play there. They trade one back. They aren't able to get that rifle, so everything's pretty okay. Solo's just going to go straight forward. Cams and Thiessen already backed up. Backed out. Okay, Sui, util out. Not going to be a good fight for him. So that's a repeat as well. Bit of an interesting decision. So he's trying to catch these players mid, but Solo's watching it. There's the swing. Gets dinked. Ah, but no. Nothing there. Oh, it's going to be an open B site. Relatively easy round. It looks like for Keiser, barring any, I would say, miracles here. Maybe that one from Thiessen will open things up.
Spike planted.
You know, despite the utility that is still in the position of Keiser, it's definitely somewhat winnable. They know that everybody is locked in on this B site. They just need to be wary of the swings and try to use this counter utility, especially with the Yoru flashes. But with that, we're going to force them out. Keiser is able to get one along with Thiessen, and forcing it out into a 1 versus 1.
He's reloading.
He's big for 3. He actually gets the clutch.
Oh, my aunt. Called on when needed, gets those last few picks in the round. I thought that they had the trap play set up perfectly. The breach and Taeho util just forced them forward. I thought it would isolate the 1v1, and it just didn't matter. They took the timings on the swing so well for Wichita, but clutch factor is all that really matters at the end of the day, and able to secure it. So Keiser continue to be on a roll here. The Seahawks flying high early on ascent.
They're looking to change it up just ever so slightly, as we're actually starting off on a B push right now. Should be met swiftly with thanks to Sui right now. Running out the rest of the mid positioning. They're probably going to end up rotating here back towards mid. Yes, they are.
Yeah, I'll leave Lethal inserted inside a main, but everybody else going up towards Catwalk. Marv's holding this angle. Aware of it. They don't have any util behind it. It's just a raw, dry swing, and Marv clean entry frag. So There we go. First pick of the round going to the side of Wichita State. And this is finally a time that they get to play with numbers advantage. I feel like that hasn't been the situation thus far. See players rotating back towards B. But no one's moved whatsoever. They still got the Teo and the KJ firmly planted on this B site. Here's the lockdown. Breaks from the KJ utility. Gonna force people off site. Bullseye can actually be stranded here. Sui, though. Okay, able to find 2 already. Bullseye stuck on site, but he should be safe. Sui just slowed things down so much. The 2 KJs going at it. It's Mason on site. No bomb in hand. I have to make something happen here with low time. No time. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So finally, Wichita getting a round win on an even bye.
You know, that little bit of life should hopefully turn it around for them. You know, they now have a couple ults in preloaded right now. You know, they're gonna hopefully try to play a bit more of an aggressive defense here. They have stopped Keiser's progress a lot since the beginning rounds, and so hopefully that translates into even to more round wins. Hopefully, you know, the 2 ults that were used by Keiser during the last round actually were ended up flushed out thanks to Wichita's versatility.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the ult economy right now; it's heavily in favor of Wichita State. What will they be able to do with it? That's the main question. It's going to be Lethal trying to find a lurk here. He's spotted out by the turret. He's going to be aware of Decent also being positioned here. No. Decent finding another pick on the lurker. Yeah, Marv has just been a warrior here on this catwalk position, holding it, locking it down.
1 enemy remaining.
Solo traded immediately as well. It's just perfect play here from Wichita on this round. Mason just kind of stuck all alone, trying to figure out how to get back out of main without any sound being made. But you see the pings. They know he's there. They're going to try to corner him in. Decent. Pushing down mid. Nice clean swing. And 3 picks on the round for him. And yeah, there's momentum back inside of the Shockers, and they're looking a lot more secure here on defense.
Absolutely, this momentum shift is definitely what they needed. They're going to continue to walk away with this for as much as they can, especially since they're forcing the buy of Keiser. You know, running around with those sheriffs. We have seen Lethal go big on the sheriff, though, so there is potential for Thrifty to be shown here. But the momentum being in Wichita's favor might just sway things in the other way.
We'll have to see. The call is go down mid. They know it's just Marv that's holding this angle, but the utility doesn't shove him off fast enough. But they do trade the. It's pretty okay, and Mason clean shot on a cans. An invested ult from the Teo just to get them out of the garden area. Okay, Decent is trying to take this 1v1 against Lethal. Nobody down. Sui's blind, but they swing so late, and he just finds them all. Oh my, Sui shreds them in the entrance of that B site. That's Lethal just on 20 HP. Really not much can do. Maybe. I don't know, man. It's just a Guardian in hand.
Especially with the spike being down and only having 20 health left. He's practically one shot to anything.
Yeah, and look at the discipline here from Wichita playing this high-low. He does grab the spike. He's got a little bit of time. I don't know if he can run all the way over to A. We'll have to see. Knife is out. Okay, well, Knife is... Actually, you know what? I think he gets there.
It's gonna be close.
I think he gets there. Yeah, okay, Spike is down. Spike is down. He's got all of his post-plant utility if he wants it, so we'll have to see what it is. gotta find this first pick for free though. I mean, a single bullet and he's down. They're gonna invest a lockdown. It's a safe, secure way to try to convert this one. Yeah. Hitsui just massive round from the Sentinel player. Coming out 4 kills on the round. Completely shut them down on that B site, despite the fact that they were flashed up, shoved out of position.
No, yeah, as you were saying, despite it being the save round, you know, Lethal definitely got very lucky being able to slip away with the bomb. .08 was left on that plant cycle, so it got very close. But you know, having the rival KJ ult to come out and secure that victory,
Time to jump.
it kind of just put a little bit of a dent in Lethal's heart. But you know, it evened up scoreline. Anything could happen here, especially now that we see Thiessen almost getting a little bit risky.
Oh, Marv is just spraying through the smoke and finding everyone. Okay, well, I think maybe the defense side of the Shoxes is really coming to its own now. I know we're on a set, and that's what's expected, but this is just brutal.
Oh.
Flawless round. And only... Actually, I think the breach ult from the side of Keiser was invested, and they got absolutely nothing off of it. And there is a very aptly timed timeout. It's been 4 rounds in a row for Wichita State, and they got to figure out what they can do to break these defensive protocols down. It just seems like they've had no way to get onto site or pull rotates or anything.
They got nothing off of the breach ult, but what they did get is a very necessary wake-up call. You know, after the beginning lead of 4-2, and now all of a sudden we're in a 5-4 situation. I like the idea of this timeout. You know, it's slowing things down, slowing down the pacing, trying to regroup in their strategies. You know, right now Keiser is saying, what can we do? What was going on in our previous rounds that we can change? And going into this next round, that I believe they should be able to have guns according to the economy. Yes, they will. And you know, they just need to translate those opening rounds that they had before back into what they previously had.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And some of the things they need to clean up is just stop getting picked on these lurks. I think that's a big thing.
Absolutely.
They just seem to be in a numbers disadvantage for no reason. And secondly, they just can't figure out how to get these, you know, get past these choke points. It just seems impossible right now, and most of it is just the gun of Marv shutting everything down as soon as they contest him.
You mentioned choke point. You know, I think it was Sui who really went big on that one round, getting that triple kill. And I was like, Bullseye's gonna get that too, actually.
Yeah, and it's just the same thing again. Lethal does get 1 pick. This is an eco. Really, they're just looking for any value they can get. Antis just got no chance. Let's say Rocket's just absolutely shredding him to bits. But you know, it's Lethal with the Guardian. We've seen what he can do with the Sheriff. This is just the better version of that. There is the op. He's trying to bait out the shots.
Oh.
Wait, he wins it. It's just down to Sui.
Oh.
And the KJ diff comes through. And there it is. Okay, so, you know, fantastic eco round, all things considered. But it just seems like it's Lethal who's just having to come up with these hero plays to give Keiser University a chance.
I mean, he's fighting for his life. 12-8 right now on the Sentinel, nonetheless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
not even entry fragging or flank, or well, supposed to be flank watching, but is currently dealing with our frontline action here. You know, he's been going big, but you've got to also give props to this Wichita defense. They've been absolutely pummeling the sides of Keiser with the Teho utility, and in combination with the breach, it's very formidable to get through.
Oh, there you go. We're gonna see utility mid is broken. So does find Sui, so that's gonna open things up on B immediately. Your numbers rushing in. Bullseye's gonna get shoved off this angle. See Solo. One thing that seems to be consistent here is these smokes seem to be late covering CT whenever they push on to site. I don't know what's going on there. It's led to a few free kills in multiple rounds. The Hunter's Fury does land some decent damage on a solo. But nonetheless, Spike is down. It's even numbers. And the lockdown is in play here if they want it. Yeah, you're going to see it come out now. Thiessen with the dimensional drift, going to try to find the position of these players. He's going to have no choice but to just teleport straight out. Solo does find Bullseye. Yeah, and 3 detained. Wow. I think 1 is a Euro clone, so it's really only 2.
Oh no, he is detained. Oh, he was detained. Now with that, bomb's still dwindling down. Picks from Mason and Lethal coming in. Oh, wait, because Michael Big here, and he's got 3 on the round, but not enough time on the bomb. He could play for exits, which he does. 4K to close out the round. He'll keep the rifle, but ultimately, playing against the clock, it's too much to deal with.
Yeah, and you know, 1-for-1 trade on the ults there can't be really too bad, but that's a much-needed round that Keiser had to get under their belt. So they're one round away from tying it up, but honestly, on attack, on Ascent, can't be too upset with 5 already. I think anything after this is just kind of a bonus. Regardless, see what they can do. Looking like maybe it's going to be a B site hit. Now with full...
See a bit of split action.
Yeah, maybe. Could be right. It looks like we're going back to this 3-1-1. This lurk from Lethal on this B site. A lurk that I...
aware of Cam's position, right?
I don't know. I don't think they heard it. And Tiessen's going to get a free pick. The near side comes out.
Oh, no.
It's just
Down
an absolute slaughter. I mean, Cam's is still stuck wine, but Eno's going to have to get off the breach. Sorry, Dano utility. Too much. Maybe Lethal can make something happen here. Does find Marv. He's done so much for this team already, but I think this may just be too much. Bullseye going to play off the contact of Cam's. Oh, Lethal does find the 1 for free. And is aware of the mid player. He's on 2 health. I mean, anything here would be ridiculous. Thiessen caught on a timing. He's going to go down.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
It's going to be up to Nino.
It is winnable. He does have control of the bomb site now, and he isn't going to possibly get away with the plant here, forcing it to post plant. I think he was spotted by Sui there, if I'm not mistaken.
Turret doesn't see anything. Oh man, Bullseye foils that one. And so, okay, it will be a 7-5 half for Wichita State. So, at the end of the day, not too much of a disaster. It looked really bad early on. They bounced back. It's kind of even, I would say. The one thing that's concerning me, and maybe you agree or disagree, but Lethal just went 15 out of 10 on attack, on Ascent. And now he's going to be playing on a strong site on the side he wants to be playing on, which is defense.
I absolutely agree with you. You know, now Lethal gets to play exactly the way he wants. His setups are now going to be his to control, and you know, we would think we were going to see a lot more entry play coming out on the side of Solo here. But, you know, it got the few picks that he could and, you know, just kept being met with all this utility swarming. But Lethal has had quite the field day so far, despite being on the losing end of the round, but it's still within close proximity. You know, as we said, as we were loading into the pregame lobby, the statistics gave it to Keiser. But now, as you can clearly see...
Look, the round is just done. I don't even know what the hell happened. I can't be... They swung, and then they were all gone. They just got eviscerated. So that, yeah, it might be the fastest pistol I've ever seen in the my time at watching ECAC matches.
That was it was definitely a sight to behold.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Keiser within 1. They should be on E-level terms with this eco advantage. We'll have to see. It looks like Lethal's going to be tested once more. Turret will go down to that Teo utility. The Jet and the KJ positioned here. I don't know if the drone actually got the suppress on the Lethal. I don't know how much it'll matter. Lethal's only got a ghost. Trade comes out. Jason's down. Ant finds one through the smoke. And they're going to be forced to rotate. You say Sui sticking around, staying behind. Look to find.
On that drone.
No, I don't think so, but they're still thinking A. Very, very, very quiet play, though, from Wichita. Lethal, not entirely convinced, puts that turret back up on that B site. Solo anchor it. And that alarm bot being destroyed in mid is going to pull at least Nino over.
30 seconds left.
As we enter 30-second territory, we're gonna see the rest.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my! See the rest of Wichita line up over there in mid as Nino goes big for 2 and Lethal closing it out, evening it out.
Yeah. So big round from Lethal, as we kind of expected, and the rest of the team able to anchor that site. But now they have to actually deal with full arms here. They have rifles now on the side of Wichita State. Those rifle rounds did look very clean from them on their defense side. Let's see what they can bring on the attack. It looks like maybe we're going to switch things up here. Go towards A. Have that same 3-1-1 look that Keiser brought out a few times. Difference is here, Spike is towards this B site right now. And Solo just sprints down mid and is just going straight for W keying without any hesitation. I mean, 2 picks already is pretty big, but Sui and Teason able to stop the bleeding here. It's gonna be moving toward.
Sorry, they do definitely have the man advantage here. However, still trying to work out the positioning. Still wondering that they believe a player is currently on there. They're being met swiftly. They should be going for a post plan in any minute now. I like this potential flank coming out from Ant, however. No, he's actually going to end up rejoining his teammate.
Yeah, but Mason's got to find something here. Does get one with the Outlaw, but immediately traded. So it's all up to Ant.
Does have an Outlaw.
But, I mean, he's got one prime target. Sui.
Oh.
And oh my. Okay, well, the headshot with the Outlaw, not even enough. Sui immediately swinging. Again, the fundamentals from Wichita have been very, very clean. The trades have been near to perfection at times. So, you know, you got to give it to him. That's a good one to convert.
It's that totem pole special, you know? You have one guy go low, one guy go high.
Yep. And it worked out flawlessly there. You know, we haven't talked about it at all, but Wichita State is trying to go back to where they were last season. Their team that made it all the way to the finals of the Titans division before falling to Columbia. I'm sure they want to trip back there. Try to get some revenge. Big flash by Teason, but the collat from Solo. It's immediately stopping all of that. Oh, it's a numbers advantage once again for Keiser. Mason not too happy about that one. See the entirety of Kaiser's grouping up mid, maybe trying to re-clear, take some space. We're gonna see Marv peeking out towards Catwalk.
Gonna reach all this.
They're going back towards A. And it's just 2 on site. Yeah. The 3 usually comes out, but they just don't find anything. And somehow the swarm, yeah, the swarm grenade just gets a kill. Lethal's trying to find timing. He gets it perfectly.
Down A.
It's going full aggression here. Stops the planner from getting the spike down. It's 7 bullets left.
It's a lot.
Yeah, Marv is in a really tough situation, trying to just take down Lethal. Isolate these ones. Nino pulls it. So, back on level terms once again. Literally nothing separating these two teams right now. It's been so back and forth.
You know, we were wondering how exactly this match was going to go. We were thinking a little bit of a more bigger of a lead for one of these teams, but no, they are very neck and neck as both their defenses have gone critical, and even some of their attack rounds have just been surprising to say the least.
Yeah, they're playing clean. They're playing really solid Valorant, that's for damn sure. Really is going to matter, you know, who will come out on top. I will say that Nino has been significantly better on this defensive half, really getting involved finally in the kills department. But we're seeing ult invested now for Wichita State. That Lethal, sorry, Season is just ripped to shreds. Lethal is able to find a pick with Shorty in hand, gets another. So one more bullet. Yeah, look at that. Sentinel doing work. So he does find, I believe, Nino through the smoke of the Sheriff, which has been a bit lucky. But somehow at the end of that skirmish, it's even numbers. But significantly worse for where is Wichita State. I mean, they have like barely no health.
I think our teams prefer the term calculated.
Right. Of course. Of course.
They don't believe in luck, of course. What it is going to probably end up boiling down to is another incursion over at A. It's whether or not which team gets there first, and I believe Wichita are actually going to make their way on there first.
Yeah, Mason spotted out, just going to play with his teammates.
30 seconds left.
Bullseye gets spiked down. Is just a single orb away from this ult, and they also have the lockdown. So one pick for Wichita can really blow this round wide open. Here comes the stun and the blind, but Cams too clean, and Stewie cleans up the last two. So worse economy in that round, but they able to pull it out. Wichita State takes the lead once more. And they still have the Hunter's Fury hand lockdown to work with in this one. And they're also, again, one away from that Tejo ult. So ult economy is looking very, very strong right now. This is when it gets scary for Keiser. It could, you know, start to snowball pretty heavily here for the Stalkers.
Absolutely, you know, especially with these loads getting readied up. But no, it's actually going to end up being 2 kills over for the side of Wichita all of a sudden.
Yeah, just an eco, trying to go for something unexpected. And that positioning from Lethal is unexpected. This Sheriff play's been so clean so far. Does recover the Phantom, gets 2 picks, but I mean, that gun is gone. And it's just, I believe, classics in the hands of these last 2 players. They do invest the ult over to A. Yeah, he cancels it. Okay. They won't be expecting him here. Forget, with just a classic at against 3 rifles, I don't know really what Mason's going to be able to do.
The question is Wichita aware that it's only a classic they're up against?
Interesting smoke being played. Maybe trying to fake playing inside of it.
30 seconds left.
Right click is good. Oh, he swings out wide, getting greedy for the gun.
Really possible. They aren't aware of Ant's position as we start to enter the post plant. As you said, only a classic. That DAR does not connect. So still has the element of the surprise.
If he can get over,
work in his favor is the question.
Yeah, he needs to get towards stairs. You're hearing the drone coming out. He's just pushing forward anyways.
Oh, he's spotted.
Yeah, and there you go. Just catching it with utility out. Good timing from Marv. So safe and secure. But good damage on the eco. 3 picks is decent. They would have wanted that round win, though. Keiser's really got to lock in this round. This is a big one from them. They need to win this. I'm expecting a lot of ults invested here.
Absolutely, we're starting to see that lead from Wichita now, and as now we're on a 10-8 scoreline of what was previously neck and neck is now slightly getting away from Keiser's hands here. Definitely need to make something happen.
Expecting a lot of ults invested here. As they go towards this B site, they're trying to set up for this lockdown. It's Solo trying to find the timing. It's a heck out of dodge, though. Luckily, away with their life. So much noise towards B. And here comes down the lockdown. They still have Teo utility to break this, so, you know, it's just going to be all for naught.
Oh, they got it!
Yeah, lockdown's gone. And Solo finds the entry frag. There it is. It's Nino and Solo shutting everything down. Bullseye, the only one left standing, and not a single point of damage. Okay, he does get one, though, so no flawless. But regardless, Solo and Nino combining for all 5 on the round. They get the KJ ult down. They did have to use their own Tejo ult for it. Still, though, I mean, at this point, that was a big round to win. They needed it.
You're absolutely correct because, you know, despite having the ult trade come out, that was definitely a round that was in Wichita's favor. You know, they had the positioning, they had that lockdown protocol to potentially flush out, but utilizing the Tejo was just perfect. And all of a sudden after that play, the rest of Wichita just fell one by one, and Keiser really don't want to let this go any further than it has to.
This is their map pick. They want to take this one home.
Go ahead.
Oh, there you go. Tejo invested towards Hey, but there's no bodies behind it. Finally, Thiessen going in. Hearing the player towards heaven, but everybody's just going to give up sight. They're going to play for the retake here. Lockdown being held in the hands of Lethal. And the Hotch's Fury is going to try to counter it. Yeah, so... And ult trades coming out. This is a big swing round. Decent lives. Lethal to find 2. It's better than 2v2. Sui on the flank.
It's all on Lethal.
Spots the first, but he doesn't even know Sui's coming up from heaven. I mean, there's not a chance in the world. He peeks the box, and it's Sui. Just a massive flank from him. Secure that round. Walking up a catwalk and finding 3. And that might be it. I don't know. I mean, that was the round that Keiser needed to win. They have a chance, of course. The economy's not going to be looking too great now.
Really is going to have to come down to swing or be swung here, especially now that Wichita currently have 2 preloaded ults ready to go.
And Solo, it's a bit of a glass cannon right now. Going to be flushed out with this utility, shoved into logs. Does get away. Barely any health. Thesis is going to try to find this free pick. The no-scope doesn't hit. Thesis finds one with the Bucky, and Nino takes him down. Nino finds 2. Mason's still alive. It's even numbers, but sight is now going to be in the hands of Wichita State. It just has a stinger. Gonna be tough.
Tough one indeed, especially still working against Sui's utility. You know, they have to come down to where it's gonna come down to trades here. Set to walk down the stairway. Mason is gonna get dropped by Sui. Lethal trading it out though.
Oh, good pick, Sam. And there is The ult from the breach is perfectly what they needed. Huge round win. They invested a whole lot into that one. Luckily pull away with the victory. Suddenly we're back. Yeah, we're back on level terms. I mean, there's one round separating these two, but the economy should be about equal. The ult economy is about the same.
Still have that operator in Solo's hands too.
Yeah, it's looking up here for Keiser. They really got to lock in though. Again, it's another glass cannon look from Solo. No shields, just enough.
He gets it or he doesn't.
No utility shoves them back into logs once again. The dash prepped. It's Sui on an island, stunned up, and gunned down. Big from Solo to start the round off. Good adjustment to the utility that was thrown out last round. And he gets another, just a random dry peek from Bullseye. Gonna get immediately punished. Oh, okay. Well, cleaner shots have been had from Mason, but that one,
There's a little stress,
yeah. I mean, we're a little bit, nervous here.
Especially working against the clock in a 2 versus 5. That you have to wonder which angle do you want to swing.
Honestly, again, the economy was already pretty rough from Wichita State. It may be a save call, maybe the best option here. And it looks like that's what they're going to go for. Mason's going to go hunting just a little bit. They spot the shoulder. He takes on the shorty, and it doesn't do enough damage, but Lethal does pick it up. We're only going to be able to bring in one rifle into this next round. Keiser successfully fought back.
Oh, he's taking out!
It's gone. It's gone. They have nothing. They have nothing to work with. And it's just Sheriffs and a Stinger. And suddenly Kaiser's in the driver's seat once more.
What could have been 2,900 credits of spare change is now on the floor in our previous round.
And there's just, and look at that. The ult's now just heavily in favor of Keiser. They have the way to counter the one ult that Wichita State has, which is the lockdown. So, I mean, what are they going to be able to do here? The drone does spot out Solo, and they get to suppress on the KJ as well. Lethal does find Sui, but Sui took out Solo first. The off is gone. And I bet this is going to be their call. They're going in to B. They're going to try to overwhelm Sui with utility. And they do just that. Mason does ult fast over. It's going to be all up to him in Boathouse. 3 against 1. And Ant and him combine. There's one on site. Up to Teason.
Got a flash to work with, but just no info.
He takes a wide swing. He was just trying to get a free pick. It doesn't happen.
Match point.
I think we didn't think it would take this long, but here we are at match point.
Yeah, honestly, based on how last week's matchup went, I thought this would be pretty strongly Keiser's map, and we're all the way here. We're one away from an overtime. And look, I know the economy isn't perfect for Wichita, but they have enough to buy into this round. And overall, the utility's decently even here. We'll have to see what's up. It looks like they're going to go towards B. This Teo utility once again. Try to shove off any solo op angles. Yeah, and they're just going to fake it. They're trying to pull these rotates. The thing is, they don't really have to. Mason somehow gets away with murder. No reason to get a free pick there, and he does. So there's 2 already on site.
Oh, this smoke could work against them.
And tucks away. Sui. Oh my gosh, they're... Oh, ants! Ants! Ants!
Spike down.
Gonna go for 4!
It doesn't matter.
Solo will
Defenders
take it.
win.
My goodness.
Yeah, the Seahawks just coming in the last second. Insane from Ant there. Perfect timing on the swing. It just caught so much off of it. So big pop-off round and a big pop-off map as Kaiser's up 1-0 here. We're going to move to Pearl in just a couple minutes, but that was insanity.
Let's just take our eyes to the scoreboard for just a second.
Yeah.
Lethal going on an absolute murder spree of 26 and 15.
Yeah.
Sui following right on his coattails, 24 and 17, not bad at all. Yeah, it was definitely even. You know, not one player is over in the single digits. Everybody's high up.
I mean, it was just a battle of the Sentinels. It looks like, and that's a bit of a crazy thing to say. I mean, they both put on a show, but ultimately, I mean, the util, I think, for me, was the big reason why Keiser was able to take this one home, able to really find their way back in on this attacking half and create some good combinations. And I'm not going to say that the Sova pick didn't work, but I just felt like it didn't get the same amount of
Value,
right, as the breach from it. And that's what it really comes down to. In a meta that is run by Breach Tejo, I think you just have to embrace the fact that it is just what needs to be played. And I get that Ascent's a bit scary to play without, having that Hunter's Fury and the spam ideas. But now with the change on the map, with the fact that there's a giant metal wall there now, what is the Sova even bringing you now? You can't run with an Odin anymore. So the dart's not going to do much for you. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
You're absolutely right. You know, they're collecting passive intel here. They might be spotting out these agents, but they can't really translate it into anything of major substance.
Right.
You know, majority that they're getting from those scan darts are, oh, there's someone over there.
Yeah. But I think, for now, we're going to take a bit of a break before we get into Pearl. Just let the players rest, let my voice rest. Already had a screamer to start off this one, so we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. We got more Valorant coming at you.
Map 2!
All right. Well, here we go. In the map 2, on to Pearl, and a map that I personally love. I'm glad it's back in the rotation, and I'm glad we're going to get to see some Vi's, because this agent is absolutely disgusting on this map, and we already got a bit of highlight reel plays from our 2 Sentinel players on the last map, so I'm excited to see what they can bring with that agent on this one.
Absolutely. You got the flower petal flash, you know, that tripwire wall. Well, I love seeing when it works out efficiently. Just denying an entire push is off of one util piece, mind you.
Yeah, right. She's very, very strong, and it's just so interesting. So I'm excited to see again new agent that we didn't really get to see much of last semester has really come into its own. And again, this is another map where Yoru just runs wild. So I'm excited to see what Thiessen will bring once more, and also what Mason is doing now, moving off of the Omen onto a Duelist. A bit of a crazy one. But you know, they both teleport. It's kind of the same, right?
The Chamber of Solo is also an interesting Sentinel role.
Yeah, I mean, Solo is the op player, right? I mean, we saw him take some names last map with that, so I'm not entirely surprised. Regardless, though, it's exciting to see, you know, the flexibility of the players. They're willing to change the comps up and the roles up to what they see is the most comfortable.
Definitely agree here.
That works.
Okay. No Teho for Keiser currently, though.
Yeah, that's a bit of a crazy one. Again, Teo has been running the meta. Still, though, they like this Sova, right? Or sorry, they don't like this Sova. They like this. They like Teo normally. They bring Sova on this map. I think Sova's good. Do I like Teo more? Yes, but I got some recency bias. Obviously, Sova was the original pick on this map, maybe along with Fade. But regardless, these 2 comps look very, very solid. I am expecting maybe a little bit better of a entry here from the double initiator comp coming from Wichita State. Right now, it's just a really slow default. They're looking maybe towards mid, but they're just going to run into Solo here. Not able to get anything and can't get out either. Rock that teleport, but just not early enough. And they see Mason as well. It's over. It's done. It's dusted. They're going to have a fight from Art into a site. You have players on site here. Oh, and that dart just gets so much value. Nino and it just threw smokes, fine everybody. Nino with 3, maybe a 4th. No, Sui. Sit back. He pulls straight behind him, though. There's no chance in hell he'll get away with that one, and there it is. Clean round from the 2 players on site. So, okay, we're immediately seeing the value of Sova on this map. I take everything back. I trust Ant. This guy's been a menace so far. And, yeah, showing off what he can bring.
After that play, we definitely see why the Sova was brought into play. Just the only worry that we might have is just how many times will that actually work in Ant's favor.
Right. Well, they'll be able to see where the darts are going and adjust. But regardless, that's a big pistol round win for Keiser.
Here.
So starting off hot on this defense. Another slow defaulty play. It looks like Wichita trying to walk themselves down. Hey, they made a footstep though, so Lethal gonna be very much aware. Sui does see Mason. Just that arm peeking out of that cubby. Backs off. Can regroup. Nito's about to have a lot of company. Here's the swing. Just playing their lives, playing so safe. And it's back into Art we go, maybe? Or back into Spawn, I'm not sure. Regardless, they made a lot of progress up mid. Lethal finds the first. Well, they have all this space. It's not space that they're really able to do much of anything with. Bullseye takes down Solo. What is happening there? Okay, it's going to be up to Nino to lock down this site. Wichita comes out. Flash doesn't land. Stun doesn't either. He finds Sui. They're pushing him. Oh my goodness. Cam's able to find it.
Standing ahead.
Oh, they stopped the plant. They stopped the plant. It's fine. Everything's all good. Ants just hands once again. Gets 3 to cap it off.
Them in our sights.
Look, okay. Well, we had a giant, huge game from Lethal last map. It looks like Ant's trying to say, hey, I can do the same thing. And he's started off really hot here so far. But regardless, Wichita State able to do a lot of damage. Almost able to even get away with that one. Only 1 gun recovered for Keiser. It's that outlaw.
They're definitely able to get away with it on that round.
Revealing area.
Just have to see how Wichita, excuse me, are going to be able to adapt to these last 2 rounds.
Blocking vision.
Farming up orbs. Buying things on the map. Make things easier down the line. Back to this mid protocol once again. It's like we end up here every single round. Nino's holding it with a Bucky on one side. It's Lethal with a Phantom on the other. That wall can be popped by that Yoru clone. It might just shove them straight into Nino. Oh, Lethal!
Down
I got
A.
the spike.
Huge timing on that swing. Finds 2. It has that Bucky, and he's able to find a timing.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is. And suddenly it's
Have
Cam's.
the spike.
Only one left alive. Vandal in hand. Rifles scattered all around him. The guns can be recovered. Players creeping in. Time ticking down. It's out in the open. Was vulnerable, but the shot
Teleport's ready.
didn't kill. He's got 10 HP
Spike
left.
planted. One enemy remaining.
Oh, big swing on the Solo. It's up to Nino. 1 bullet is all it takes.
a little bit of
Nice
ramble
spot. There's the swing.
action. Oh, no.
Nino lands it. Safe and secure, and they win their bonus. So Keiser off to a roaring start here. Last round, again, wasn't the cleanest from him, but it doesn't matter. A couple of shotguns, a couple of cheeky plays, and they end up pulling this one out of what seemed like nowhere.
There. I should play some Astral Stars in
Definitely
disguise.
did. It was a close one from sorry, Nino there. Almost got away with it. Showed a great display of discipline and gun skill right there, but ultimately Cam's was just able to close it out. I think I have it switched on. Sorry.
All good, all good. I mean,
Oh,
they're both
that's
playing
whatever.
Astra.
Either way, both the teams are doing okay despite the score line.
Now Solo able to get away with his life this time around. And again, they have this mid space. They haven't been able to do with anything up to this point, but Nino's overwhelmed. But Lethal cuts everyone off. It's that Phantom. Takes down a few members of his own, and Hunter's Fury as well to try to shove these players out of mid.
Last player
And
standing.
Lethal might just take it all himself. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about the power of the Vice. And it's powerful. And again, Lethal has just been, I would say, the MVP of this Keiser squad today. And that's not stopping anytime soon. And Wichita is going to need a second to regroup here as Zenith, the coach, calling a timeout. And I understand why. I mean, you got to convert this round. You're going to finally have a buy back in. And it's just looked like you've had no opportunities. I don't know if you agree with me here, Louis. It,
Uh,
it seems like which Kaiser's trying to bait them into mid. Like they're leaving it open, and every single time they just get crunched.
See, that is what's trying to happen here, but the thing is, Wichita is just able to convert on it. Or sorry, Kaiser has been able to convert on it because you've seen Lethal get these 2Ks, these 3Ks, and just last round you saw a big quad kill come out
Yeah.
and absolutely pummel Wichita. Their clears haven't been exactly stellar as of yet, and they can't keep falling for this. You do have the worry of pushing that B long angle, but you're just gonna have to make it work if you're gonna have these rounds equate to something, especially since you keep getting caught off in mid and a little bit of A short.
And part of this Astra is supposed to do for you is you're supposed to be able to star the entrance of this B long, so you can kind of have multiple people swinging that long angle from multiple angles. Okay, Solo with the op had to get out. See the dimensional drift coming down from Tisa. Nino able to find the pick. But here we go. We're going toward this B site. It's fast, it's heavy, and Nino is going to be stuck. Does find 3 though. The big from him. Here's the Iron Garden. So he still finds one with the classic, but with only 10 HP left. What will Lethal, or sorry, what can Sui do against Lethal?
1-on-1.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, again, it just comes down to this man every single time. And if he's alive on the map, the rounds, I mean, almost always going to be in the hands of Keiser. It just seems like he's gotten away with it every time.
He's definitely earned the in-game name of Lethal, 10-2 after 5 rounds of play.
It's dirty. It's gross. It's a bit disgusting, but you know what? It's okay. He's putting on a show, and that's all there is about it. Sometimes a player just pops off, and that's all you can really say. It's an eco round coming out for Wichita. They need to find something. It's been dire so far. And yeah, they're just pushing into Lethal again. And look what happened, guys. R's down. And credit to Lethal. He's just had so many different setups, different looks. It's hard to play around him. The reads have been fantastic.
While it is difficult to play around Lethal's utility, you're not seeing much trading happen. That's also in combination with the wall that Lethal keeps deploying. But other than that, you're not even seeing a lot of map control being taken either, as suddenly a bunch of Wichita members begin to fall from Keiser once again.
Yeah, the round is just too slow on the attack, the execute. Everybody was already there, positioned. You had someone come from the flank, and Astro Wall was invested there to secure it. But I mean, at this point, you have so many good ults. Sorry, my bad. It was Wichita State that used the Astro Wall. They got absolutely nothing out of it. A bit of a weird choice to do on a round where you barely had anything purchased. It just seems like they're lost. They're trying to force things, and it's just nothing seems to be working. And once more, we're going back to mid. And once more, the read from Lethal is good. The setup is right here through these doors. And I fear the same thing is going to happen once again if they push through it. They didn't get the suppress. Wall is tripped by the Yoru clone. That's the first layer of utility gone. There's the flash. Oh. There's the swing. No picks just yet.
Oh. Wait.
Oh my gosh. Very prepared, very aware. But Sui does get down through B long. They might have control of sight and does have a decent timing.
Bullseye's got no health though.
Yeah. Time's the perfect timing. They know Sui's stuck on sight. They know where the spike is. Jump peek. He's going to force him towards the mid, right into the hands of Solo. And
Trust me.
it's just a defensive masterclass.
Absolutely. You're correct, because you know, after that that beginning push onto Lethal, the aggression was there. Despite after Lethal's flash, you know, he wasn't able to find anything, except the fact that one of the Wichita players swung too wide and isolated Lethal into a 1v1. There was no trade to be had there. And then when it came to the coverage of Solo, it was just the round was over from the first initial picks.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And it's just, it seems like the same story every single time. And again, we're back in mid. They're trying to exploit the setup. They think they can break through. They're going to try. Force Nino back. Force the wall to be used. Here they go. They're walking through mid. Solo finds Sui and the lurk on the opposite end. Lethal's stuck in the same cubby. Does get taken out by Thiessen. Wasn't expecting the player still to be there. So now mid space. He can rapidly. They're going to go towards B. And recover a rifle. Meanwhile, Mason's cleared up all the way through B long. Nino's about to be in a very rude awakening, playing inside the smoke. Taken up by Marv. Good shot from him. Thiessen stunned up. Hop. Finds the planner. Yeah, they're just not expecting these positions. Proactivity here from Keiser taking dividends. Ant's position spotted out. Player's not connected yet. Good timing from Ant. The swing is good. The shots are great, but Marv fighting all the way back. Mason in the 1v1.
Against a Yoru.
He's just sticking it. He's just sticking it.
Oh my gosh.
He's literally just gotten away with murder. Marv gets 4, but it's all for naught. And disaster strikes once again. The Shockers in shock. That was the round. That was their way back into it. It just falls by the wayside.
At least some kind of opening, right? You know, they got those initial picks. They finally breached through Lethal's defenses and were able to force a post plan pretty early on, but then it's just, it all started crumbling down.
Good positioning, I would say, from Mason is the reason why they won that round. That dart, not getting anything. That's the second time that he's shot that dart and it's not worked out. So maybe you have to hit the lineups back up, Ant. But let's see what you can do with the gun. Iron Garden gonna cause him to lose his primary weapon, but Mason still has that op and still able to find Sui. And Solo, another op. I forget, everybody gets an op. Everybody is causing problems. Lethal coming through on the flood retake, and everybody is decimated.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's Houston swinging 3 out wide. Nothing that you can do, and there it is. 9 now. 9 rounds straight now for Keiser University, and they're looking like they're going to punch their ticket towards that semifinal matchup here in the Titans division.
You know, it was looking good for Wichita over on map 1, but I guess they're just winded after what was, I guess, not expected to go that far into map number 1. Their endurance is just bewildered quite a bit here.
And this is the, yeah, this is the scary thing, right? We have to talk about this. This is Wichita's map pick. I'm pretty sure. Like, they picked Pearl voluntarily, and now they're just being rolled. I don't know if it was just the bans played them straight into this trap or not, but it just seems like Keiser is just, I don't know.
Well, with Keiser on our witness on our previous map, you know, so far these defenses have been pretty great so far, so maybe all it takes is just a Wichita defense to start to kick things up, but, you know, you gotta walk away with something before you get there.
Yeah, 9-3, a 10-2, make it, you know, possible.
It doesn't even matter.
It just doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case at all. Mason's watching this with the up as well. Bullseye trying to refrag, but behind him is Lethal. Never mind. Bullseye fast enough. Turns around, finds the pick. Marv finds Ant. Maybe this is it. This is the round. They have the ults for it. Both Fade and Tail ready to be used on this retake.
The retake game is going to be dangerous here, especially with Astra still able to provide coverage.
Find out. I mean, here's the wall.
Oh,
I'm gonna split this site in half. We're gonna have no noise.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Marv just pushing through. Finds the first. There's no one on
Enemy
Spike.
remaining.
Just gets one. On Spike. Can get it half without noise being there. Oh my gosh, what a shot. But I don't know if he has the time. I think it's too late. I think they got their
He's got
round.
it.
Clutch.
Oh my Nino.
Point 33.
This cannot keep happening.
Honestly, Pink, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me the 10th time. I just don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah, it's just... It hurts. It hurts to watch. I wish it was going any other way. I want this map 3 to happen, but it just seems like Keiser's not letting anything go. And it's not even the same players converting these super unlikely scenarios. Everybody just showing up when it counts.
But he's looking to go big, though.
Oh, no.
Miss me?
Decent is going big. He's got 2. Hunter's Fury coming out. I'm gonna stop the
Last
plant,
player standing.
but it doesn't matter. He's the last alive. Okay, surely they win this one.
No,
There's no way. There's no way.
Shock dart?
Yeah, okay, good. Good, okay. So it only took us 11 rounds, but we finally got here.
Round before
Wichita State get one on the board. Make it a 10-2. We're in the realm of reality. I am not the members of Wichita State, but I did have a 10-2 game on Pearl yesterday that I ended up losing. So, anything is possible. But let's see. They got to get this round. It's very important. Obviously, the economy of Kaiser's not going to be affected whatsoever. They have all the money in the world.
No good.
Still have ults, though, that they need to endure.
Yeah, you got the Astro Wall, you got the Fade, and the Teo. All perfect for execution on the site and post plant. There's the Astro Wall, there's the Fade ult. Nino dodges all of it. And the dog. They have no idea where Nino's at. Never mind, Marv just pushes straight through. Finds that pick. Okay. Lethal with a judge. Lethal with a judge.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my gosh, the shorty. Yeah, it's it. It's over.
Oh,
It's done.
okay.
All right, so it's going to be a lot of work here from Wichita to keep themselves alive in the playoffs. They're going to need to win basically everything from here on out. They need to win this pistol. They need to win the next round. They need to win their bonus. And then they got to win everything else. But 2 rounds makes that possible. Like, they can theoretically do it. It's just going to come up to, how good is Sui going to be on this defense? Can Cams hold things down with the Astra? And what does this Teo offer that this Sova doesn't in terms of defensive stopping power?
I'm honestly just kind of shell-shocked after what we witnessed.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well for Wichita. We could see it over there, but the initial pick is just not looking great for off of Solo taking out T-Sin.
Yeah. They're going to take all this space down B long. Divide is set up here. But it's just the Yoru clone that's going to get stopped. So we're Gonna walk straight onto A. It is a 2-site hold. See the Razor Vines on the ground, but not activated yet. I don't think they have any sort of clue. Space that's been taken here. They find Solo on that long angle.
Spike planted.
Spike is down. It's a 4v4. Taking back space in Art. They're trying to push through spawn. Lethal gonna hear a lot of noise, gain a lot of info, and maybe even try to find a nasty timing. Sui pushes fast, Cams taken out from behind. It's up to Sui, and it's gonna be Lethal once more, bringing him down. And it's 11. And look, I don't want to be
the bearer of bad news,
or the bearer of the bad news, or whatever. But that pistol round going the way of Keiser means that this is all but over. I fear they have to force now. They have no choice. The Shockers, they have to be flawless from this point forward. I just don't know if they have it in them. But I want them to prove me wrong.
Down but not out, as they say in our line of work. Just have to see how far down they really are. And speaking of down,
yeah, is what they are. Yeah, I mean, it's just again, Thiessen trying to make something happen, trying to force the play out. It just doesn't go his way. And Keiser's playing slow and confident, gaining info. Art is just all the way through mid. Finds the first and gets away. I'm gonna try to re-clear this. Lethal does have a bandit.
Oh, he challenges this again. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Lethal gets the refrag. So we're back to where we were once again. It's a numbers advantage for Keiser, and it's an outlaw holding this angle if Sui even dares to swing it. Yeah. Keiser to it. Got to have a lot of company.
30 seconds left.
Your clone will trip this wall.
You know, I know it's preference and all, but I don't like the no dot on the scope.
Sui does find one. They swing him. He gets the collapse.
Down B.
And they have no time. The spike is just stranded.
Oh.
And they get it. They get the round. They needed the round.
And they get a couple guns, too.
It's not entirely over. Believers in chat, we need you right now, because Wichita gonna need the energy. But this is... I don't know. I don't know if it's still enough. I haven't seen enough. Still a big hold from Sui.
Time to jump.
What we are seeing, though, is the heart from Wichita to be able to continue to try their absolute hardest despite what they've fared up against in these past rounds. Still not completely shaken up despite the round count.
Revealing.
Dart not gonna see anything. Lethal does just find cams immediately. Mar traded. Mason just already on the opposite side.
Ooh.
Bullseye, though, does find two and the spike. All good things. The question is, what is Mason doing? Because they're going to know he's there. He trips the wall. But Solo does find Thiessen. Okay, well, now this is a problem. Now this is a mess. Now I'm worried. Mason, don't do this.
His agents are all like scattered too.
Oh, Mason. He just went walkabouts. He went around the whole world, around the whole to get that flank, and it worked.
So he's got an outlaw though.
30
Two
seconds
very
left.
low health players. He could make it happen.
Yeah, he could. Here's the footsteps. Swing. It's good. He's got it. He got it. Okay. I'm putting full faith in Sui. He's trying to bring him across the line, and he's doing his best. 2 big rounds back to back.
It's just the error of the Sentinel, it seems.
I guess so. I just don't know what to say. But Sui keeping things alive. We're not done yet. It's 4 on the board.
Now we wait.
Got a lot more to go.
Blinding threat.
Rifles on both sides. It's a split here. Defaulty look. Drone gonna go down B long. Gonna spot Sui. Use the clone to trigger this wall. Try to break down some of this utility on this B site. They pull a rotator too, but they haven't done that at all. Everybody's still positioned towards mid and A. Teo drone now towards mid, not spotting a thing.
Who's next?
Here comes the dimensional drift. It's the Yoru. Went onto this A site, trying to spot out
Here.
utility players. Anything that he can do.
Mason actually might be able to catch agents off guard. Never
Ah,
mind.
Marv, good shot from him. But Nino and Solo find 2 on site. Lethal in art. Bullseye aware.
Remaining.
Bullseye
Oh,
not
my
able to land the shots. And once again, it's Sui. Does have the Iron Garden, but 4v1 scenario. What can you do?
Hope. Hope is all they have right now.
He's got to go for it. He sees the first, and it's down by the second. It's Solo. Swinging off the contact.
Match point.
And yeah, now
Match point.
it's rough. The buy is broken. You got some shotguns, you got some guardians, you got 2 rifles, and a classic. Not what you want to see. But they gotta win it. They gotta do what they can. The call is just the same as last time.
Let's play.
Got this plea on A, 2 on B. Tour de force activated by Solo. Bullseye trying to take some space. Look for a timing, maybe. And he could catch Ant. No, why is Ant aware? It's insane. Oh my gosh. Well, it doesn't matter though. Sui does find one. He finds Solo. But Lethal finds Marv on the other side of the map. It's just the battle of the Sentinels again. He dinks Nino.
Taking that back.
Can they find him? No, he gets away with his life, and Ant finds Cams. It's the A site, it's open. And once again, it's Sui and Teeson all alone. What can they do? Lethal pushing up. Can't. Oh, they do find Ant with
Down A.
the Razor Vines. So we're on even numbers. Both have the Iron Garden. It gets canceled. It's just Teeson. And the shorty. Don't peek this. It's over.
No.
It's over. And it's over by Lethal. The man who just wanted it more, I guess. Because he just put on a clinic. Keiser University, in dominant fashion, take map 2 and take this series. They're going to move on to the semifinals. And what a performance from them. And what a performance, again, I've said it so many times, but Lethal just unstoppable
5 and
today.
10. Man's a demon. 6 first bloods. Let's not take that feat away either.
This guy is crazy. And the squad is crazy. They just look so damn good today. I'm excited to see what they can do. But unfortunately for Wichita State, they're not going to have a chance to right the wrongs of history. Going to call out her early here in the playoffs. Not where they wanted to be. But it's to an opponent that they were familiar with. And I guess the expected result of today, it's the exact same thing that happened last week.
While that might be true, they did put on quite the showing for us, and that's just the best that we could hope for. But as you said previously, Keiser will move on towards the semifinals. They're definitely a team to eyeball. Lethal is definitely a player to eyeball, and I'm expecting big things from the squad.
Yeah, but as for this week, that's going to be all. Thank you all tonight who joined us. It was a fantastic showing between both squads, and hopefully next week get to catch some more Valorant action. For now, that's gonna wrap it up. Sui, you got any last words before we head on out? Or not Sui. Oh my gosh, my bad.
Yeah,
Not Tui. Oh my gosh, Louis. I'm
No.
switching my letters around.
Can we get an
All
interview?
good, all good. No, that's. I think that's all. We covered majority of the stuff. You know, Lethal absolutely went large for his team here. You know, backed up with the other plays. As I said, you know, Wichita, they did what they couldn't pull it out in the end. However, but yeah, I believe we have covered all bases, and that is gonna do it for us. Once again, thank you everybody for joining, and we'll see you all next time.
All right, good night, everyone. Tomorrow we got Rocket League. See you then.